Both first reading and the gospel remind us that we are not forgotten, that God is with us, not just in some heaven to come or on the last day, but here and today. Both also remind us that if in praying in the manner of Jesus, we ask that God's kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven, our prayers must be active, not passive. Both Christianity and Judaism have this shared belief. God is not some distant deity like those of the Babylonians, the Assyrians, the Greeks, the Romans, or even of unfettered capitalism. God does not reward the upright with lives free from suffering, full of wealth, power, and luxury, and punish sinners with poverty, disability, and disenfranchisement. God is not fair. We want to be able to control our destinies and our God. We want to be able to perform the right ritual, say the right prayer, give to the right charity, do something that makes God guarantee us an easy life. This was exactly how the false gods rejected by the Hebrew people behaved. But it was, is, and always will be a tempting idea, even for the most devoted followers of the one God. We do not like to think that we are subject to chance and luck in this world. When I speak with others about the notion of privilege, there's almost always an immediate rejection. Maybe some people have privilege, but not me. I earned my place in this world. No one gave me a handout. But privilege is not a binary. It is a million shades of gray that reflect a vast array of characteristics, both physical and cultural. All of us both have privilege and lack it, depending on what aspects of privilege we are looking at. While physical disabilities, seen and unseen, naturally make this world harder to navigate, the society's reactions to these circumstances can make it easier or more difficult to be a full and active member of that society. Similarly, while there are some biological implications to gender, to height, to ancestry, to sexual orientation, and to any number of other markers of privilege or lack thereof, it is society that ultimately choose to accept and accommodate or reject and discriminate. Our God endowed us with free will. We are all subject to natural disasters and to the limitations of our bodies. But what we choose to do in reaction to these disasters and to the limitations of ourselves and others is our choice. We can choose to help or we can choose to hurt. And God lets us choose. Though God, through the scriptures and through the life of Jesus, makes it clear that God's preferred choice is to help. Bad things happen to good people. Job lost everything and for a time was rejected by those around him. God allowed that misfortune to befall him. But God remained with Job through his misfortune. God even endured Job's criticism and anger over this misfortune. And God did not punish Job for being angry or offering criticism. A lowly human being reprimanding the creator of the universe. God simply reminded Job of his circumstances as a human being in an uncertain world and stayed with him. And when Job's friends chose to be with him and to lift him up, they all became blessed. It's unclear whether Bartimaeus was blinded through an accident or some deliberate act, but in either case, he was so rejected by society for his disability, he was forced to become a beggar at the city of Jericho's gates. His life depended on the charity of others. For Bartimaeus, the question of whether he would receive his daily bread or go hungry was a constant one. Now, when we think of blindness and the struggles of the ancient world, without computers or sensors or sidewalk cuts, it would seem that Bartimaeus' blindness would automatically mean that a person would need to beg, and that is just the natural outcome of his condition. But we, from contemporaneous and even earlier accounts of those that are with wealth, power, and privilege who experience blindness, know that they were accommodated. And through those accommodations, they were made full members of society. To accommodate or discriminate, even in that time and place, was a choice. Jesus had the power to heal Bartimaeus' eyes and make him whole. But society, that is, the people of Jericho, had the choice to heal their own hearts and make Bartimaeus whole as well. And when we are called to walk in the footsteps of Jesus, that is the choice that we are called to make. Not to become miracle workers like Jesus healing the sight of one man, but to become a different kind of miracle worker. One who first opens one's own eyes and sees the imbalance and inequities in our society. And then one who works to remove them, even when that means sharing or even giving up part of one's own privilege and following in the footsteps of Job's friends who shared what they had with him. Amen.